Hello, 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 and welcome. I am Lady Shawanna Kennedy, and I'm joined by the lovely,
Lady Tiffany Anisette Pringle,
and we are First
First
Lady,
Lady Prenuers.
and we are super excited to be here with you tonight. So thank you for tuning in and for joining us. We're excited because Lady Tiffany is going to let you know what is First Ladypreneurs, right? What do you have?
Yes, yes. Okay, so First Lady Preneurs is a talk show that inspires and showcases women of faith. That's right, women of faith who hold the title of First Lady or even co pastor alongside your husband in ministry. What we do is we explore determination and passions to which success and follow your dreams while providing you tools, tips, business strategies to help you succeed and win. It's all about daring you to step outside your box and do something you have never done before.
So let's go, ladies. Let's go. Let's go. And if you're watching right now, so we want to again thank you for jumping in and watching the show tonight. If there is someone, if you are a pastor's wife or your pastor's wife, right, make sure you tag them and let them know that this is a new platform and something that is going on that is going to be providing a whole bunch of goodies on the inside. Because tonight, and we're super excited because we are both entrepreneurs. Lady Tiffany, she
Yes.
has a lot of things going on entrepreneurially under her hat. And so, as we continue to celebrate the month of love, we know we should love every day, but this month being our focus of love month, we're talking about love and love as an entrepreneur. And what does that mean to what? Love being an entrepreneur. And because she has what a couple of decades and some ventures that God has allowed her to oversee and be the CEO of, right? And be the all things chief executive of. I'm
I
just
love
excited
it.
to be a part of, right, right, right. Because I'm COO in some worlds, right? The chief operating officer. Yes, we make sure things are moving on this end, but it's exciting to be amongst people who get it. How about that? So
Yes.
we can even say
Yes.
that. Sometimes oftentimes we do. We love our friends, we love our family, but every now and then, some of the things that we may want to venture off in, or we're leading down a path, or being called to, or have a purpose in, you don't always right away be around those people that can help you navigate that space right away. So I definitely have to even say publicly, it was really a great thing when God allowed myself and Lady Tiffany to, hey, by God, look, it was a God thing that brought us together several years ago, and it has been. I honestly can say it has been sweet ever since, and she has definitely assisted me in some things that I'm doing on my end. As an individual, as well as you can see, we're definitely doing some things here collectively, and I'm excited about it. So, what do you have to say on this subject tonight about loving being an entrepreneur, lady? What you got, Lady Tiffany?
So I love, love, love being an entrepreneur. And as many people know, I wear many hats. So I have to call myself a serialpreneur, right? Because when I get an idea, it's a business. It's never just an idea. Like I can turn that idea into money. And that's the part of my entrepreneurial spirit that comes alive. Like, okay, how can I capitalize on this? And, as we continue building this network of other ladypreneurs that are women of faith, that's how we want you to shift your mindset into thinking. What can I do with my gift? Because it is a gift to bring more money, because we all love money. I don't know about y'all, but I love money. So to bring more money into your household, to bring more money so that you have disposable income, to do the things that you love to do, and to just be able to enjoy life. Like you can't enjoy too much without having enough of money, right? So that's a word people don't like to talk
Well,
about, but I'm
because you know
sorry.
what? No, because what it is, and it sucks that we have to think about it like that way because people make the thought of money seem to be spooky, ooky, and evil, but it's not. In
Mhm.
anything we do, it does require some type of financial backing, right? And
Yes.
that is really the truth of the matter. And even for us to, for some of the calls that are on our life, right? For some things that we've been purposed to do, it requires financing. And
Yes,
so, what better way that, and it's a blessing for those who, so I do want to cheer for those who have taken the steps, right? To have taken the steps to say, I am going to do this. I'm going to make the sacrifices and I'm going to do what I'm called to do. And there are we know some very successful high figure, 6 and 7 figure folks that is really killing it in their areas, in their field of expertise. And I'm excited because I want to know what do you love about it? For me, I'm going to even start with me. I love the fact of time freedom, things with
yes,
just the time freedom of being an entrepreneur. Sure, do you make sacrifices? By all means, yes,
yeah,
but
you
you
do.
get to then shift your schedule accordingly so that you can do the things that you need to do for yourself, right?
Yes,
As well as have the freedom for your family. If you a parent like me, I have a minor child. I have children, but I have one minor child, and I know that you do also. And being able to say, hey, if something's going on with them, I can shift my schedule if need be. So for me, one of the tops for me is the time freedom. What about
yes.
you?
Flexibility is so important. Not only that, you are able to call the shots per se, right? You have the liberty to say, I want to take on this project or I don't want to take on this project, but really getting yourself prepared for this journey is so important because it is as I stated, mindset shift to say, okay, I'm working for myself. I have to hold myself accountable to get things done. So although you feel like you have all this time, you really have to utilize the time that you have in a productive way to get things done. And sometimes that list can be so long. Like
Yeah.
your week is starting on Monday, but you don't finish anything on that list until the next week. That happens sometimes. Because as an entrepreneur, you wear multiple hats. So
Mhm.
I want you to be thinking about who can you partner with to extend extend the things out that you need help with, and don't be afraid to collaborate with others. So that's one important factor. Collaboration is key, and it helps extend yourself beyond you. So, when you're thinking about entrepreneur, I want to go back to my point on your gift. Entrepreneurship should be equated to what is my gift and what do I have to give to the world? What is it that the world needs that I have? That's how I want you to begin launching out to become an entrepreneur.
So if you're looking and listening right now, go ahead and even maybe possibly put your question in the comments because we definitely will be checking back and answering those questions, or even feel free to even inbox us, because on this walk, when you think about decades of experience, right? I often even share with my children is certain things that I know that Lady Pringle, she definitely agrees with, because of the sacrifices in a lot of areas. We are able to put a lot of folks above what I call the learning curve because
Yes,
of that. And that's why a platform such as this has been created to help make it just a little bit easier. Sometimes when you walk this walk alone, it can be lonely. And
yes,
working with the right set of folks can make this journey just a little bit easier. So that's part of what this is all about. Is yeah. Look, help us help you. Let us know
yes.
what you need. Hey, because we are here, and I'm excited about it. I know you had a few questions that had come in, knowing that we were going to have this subject. What was one of the questions that came in?
So one of the questions is, how do I get started?
Mm,
People always want to know, well, how do I begin? Right. And I think what happens is you have that fear that's taking place, that you question everything, or you want it to be so perfect when it really doesn't have to be. So I just say, just start, just
yeah,
begin, and take small steps. Like, don't think about the big picture and overwhelm yourself or feel anxiety about, oh my gosh, yes, that would be nice, but sometimes your fear gets in the way of you moving forward. So
yeah.
take the small steps to make advance towards the things that you want to happen. So let's an example. You know, I'll use myself for example. So many years ago, I started a handbag business that I got a patent on. Listen, I had no idea how I was going to get a patent, if it was even possible. I didn't even know how I was going to get the bag made, right? And it just took me taking small steps, reaching out to who I think can help me. And then that connection might turn into another connection. And then that connection turns in another. And before I knew it, everyone that I needed in place to help me bring my vision to life showed up. But they showed up because I took a step. So when you're thinking about, how to begin, don't think too hard about it.
I'll often say, and I know I did it in certain areas, I'm going to want you to do it with your teeth chattering and your knees shaking. Oftentimes, even when we prepare to come online, sure, do you want to make sure that your hair and your nails and things like that is in order? But remember, people want to be a part of the journey. They want to take a part of the journey with you. So even as you scale, they can remember when and be a part of that walk with you. Here is the time to love yourself more, right? We were talking about love, and stop letting the start stop you. This is
Mm,
the season. Yep. This is the season. So stop allowing the start to stop it. We're gonna say it now. Look, I'm looking at you. And if you're looking at me, I'm looking at you. Stop stopping. How about
I
that?
love it. I
Do
love it.
something today that your future self, your family, your legacy, your living legacy, because I say I need a living legacy. I don't want to wait and say and see it on the other side in glory. No, I want to enjoy some things right here on earth, on God's green earth, and you can too. So if you do need to, what? Take tonight to write the paragraph if you know you want to write a book. Write the paragraph.
Yes,
Write out, how about write out just the titles of what you think the chapter should be?
exactly.
Start somewhere so then you can see a week from now and you say, you know what? I've done a little bit more and a little bit more. How do you get rid of an elephant? One bite at a time, right? You already know that. You already know that, right? Yeah, I'm just excited to be
Definitely.
here again. So if you're just tuning in and jumping on, I am excited to be here on First Lady Preneurs, where my amazing and beautiful co-host is none other than Lady Tiffany Anisette Pringle. And we're just talking a little bit about entrepreneurship and what we love about it. She likes flexibility. One of the things I like is the time freedom. And let's
Mhm.
say even when with the seasons changing, if you wanted to even look, you can have your career where you could really do your job on the beach. Let's just be real. When the world shifted and everything changed, I'm telling you, this young lady right here, I could have a conversation with her right in the airport, and she will pop out her laptop, and we can get some stuff done. And you can too. Don't be afraid to inbox us. We do have a special group that has been created so that we can do some more juicy stuff on the inside of there, because we do want it to be exclusive so that you know
Yes.
that you're getting our time and our attention. Give me another question that came in for us, Lady Tiffany.
So another question is, what are some of the challenges personally that you may face as an entrepreneur?
Mm,
So,
mm.
it looks glamorous, but we understand that there are challenges that you face personally and professionally. What are some of those?
Oh, I know. For me, one of the biggies, and I will say it, even though we're talking about yes, the time freedom and flexibility, but for some of the resources, those resources do cost money. So what it is I had to be real creative, and of course to see and tap into those things that they really don't come with the cost. It just comes with you doing the proper amount of research and being okay to even ask, because you
Yeah.
never know what people have access to, and you have to simply ask, right? We have to start asking, because that's what's wrong. I mean, I know how people, and they believe that it's certain things that women can't do together, but that's a lie. That's a lie from the pit of hell, and it needs to stay right there. You already know that we can get more done together. We work
Yes.
better together, and it's like
Yes.
just praying the prayer. I'm going to pray that for somebody even today, that God leads you to your right tribe. There is somebody who needs you just the way you are. You are uniquely designed, and you're one of a kind. And what? There's no one else like you. So somebody needs that.
Yes.
They're just
Yes.
waiting, they're waiting on you. You matter of fact, here you go. I'm gonna look self first moment here. You need you. So you need you to put yourself as a first lady and do something for yourself first that your future self will thank you for. What about you?
I
Was it
love it.
fight finances, but because I was determined, I believe in the call that God have in the ministry, right? Part of what I do, I definitely consider it to be a ministry, right? Because it helps the world, it helps impacts others to empower them to do more.
Yes.
What about
Yes.
yourself?
So I would say one of the top struggles I had was financing as well. Being able to obtain the resources that you need at the time that you need it, that's always one of the challenges. And definitely putting yourself out there to connect with other groups, other people that may have access is so important. And I know for me, when I first started with my handbag company, I needed seed money. I needed a lot of capital to get bags made in order to have samples. And these weren't small handbags, these were handbags on wheels. So, as you can imagine, it's kind of like an overnight bag. And I had to go to clients that I already had in another business to ask them to partner with me to make that happen. Now, if you don't have access to those type of clients, then you're going to have to do other things. I also, my very first business, I opened up my own day spa, right? And I wrote out a business plan to make that happen. I needed capital and I went to the bank with that business plan and I got the money. That was my very first time writing a business plan. And by all means, presenting it to a bank, who was I at 21 years old? But I made it happen. So you have the capacity to do the same, but you have to put yourself out there and be you have to have the mindset of where there is a will, there's a way. Like I love that phrase because you're gonna make a way, you're gonna make it happen.
You create a way.
Yes.
Some
And
stuff is
as
you
women, like we are masters at that. We make things happen. Like men look around like, how did you pull that off? How did you make that work? It's my charm, it's the beauty within, it's all that's coming out. God made me this way, as Vashti likes to say.
That's so cute. Yeah, this is really a juicy conversation, and I love that you're being transparent as well as I, because people need to hear the real when it comes to stuff like this. Because it looks beautiful and you take a few pretty pictures, but it does require some work. But at the end of the day, then you say, you know what, but it's worth it. It is really, really worth it. And that's what keeps me going, really. And it's about knowing your why. It is so
Yes.
important for you to know the why. You have to know the why, because when no one is there to help you, when you are trying to figure out what you're going to do to move monies around and take care of certain responsibilities, it has to go back to the why. Why am I doing this? And get back to that why, and that'll say, and that's why I'm going to keep going. That is
Yeah.
why I have to stick to it, right? It's little big things like that that has definitely, over these years of tapping into some things, and really, really praying. And what is it? The teacher is always there. It's certain things that it's waiting on us to say, now I'm ready, right? Because it's
Yes.
not, when you know, they will come into play. You'll look up and you'll be saying, right when you're about to quit, you'll be saying, oh, that's what I was looking for. Or man, I heard that conversation. Or man, I clicked on that link. And it's so many resources that are available now that I really honestly do say that people, they don't have an excuse. I
Yeah.
believe that's just my personal belief. Even though definitely it could be harder or a little bit more of a challenge for others, for some versus others, but it's definitely doable. It
Yes.
is doable. I'm going to say that.
And I have a funny story to share. So the times that were challenging for me and difficult, the times that I wanted to give up and say, okay, I'm done with this. It's funny. God will literally send me messages in my inbox with money. Like someone
Mm.
would have bought something. And I'm like, okay, are you telling me not to stop? Literally, this kept happening. Every time I say, okay, I'm done with this. I don't want to do this anymore. It's getting too hard. I would get money from
Amen.
someone. that said, I want what you have. So be open and observant to listen to that inner voice and know that you can push through. You want to listen to hear the voice of God because it's so important that you're on the right path. If you are in your zone, you're in your place, things are going to manifest on your behalf. They're going to align on your behalf because you are in alignment with God.
Yeah, this is good stuff. I hope you are enjoying this evening. Um, and when I think about it, because what we do, it definitely does affect our homes, our household. And so, I mean, of course it's nice to have your family to be a part of it, but realistically that's why you have to know your why. I have to say that again, because oftentimes, and I'm going to tell you too, and it's not a secret, but oftentimes when we start out on ventures, we believe that the family, our close friends are going to be our customers. Let me free somebody tonight. Do it thinking and believing, well, I got 50 family members, so I'm going to jump right off the bus. Do not
Right.
count those folks. Matter of fact, count those people as extra. Do not You need to count them as extra. Count them as extra. I have to say that because that's a lot of things, and they be saying, because we see on social media all the time where you see those things and saying they didn't buy my product, they didn't do this with me, they didn't buy my service, and that's a
Mhm.
lot of times it's because we are looking to our friends and our family. Do your due diligence and do your research so that you'll know your target market for what it is that that you're believing that God has purposed you to launch. And I still say do it. Do it afraid. Do it afraid.
I
Do it
love it.
afraid. Take them on the journey. Take your followers on the journey. They will appreciate you that much more. And they'll say, because they get it, right? That's why
Yes.
we're having this conversation, because we get it. We know what that feels like. We understand the pain points of the beginning for sure.
Yes.
Especially when the world shifts, right? When the world shifts, it definitely affects the entrepreneur. So that's why
Yes.
you need to be around the right folks and have the right people in your ear and watch those gates. The things that you listen to during this season, the things that you're
Yes.
listening to, the things that you're watching during this season. I'm excited about this conversation. Did you have another question from one of our viewers?
No, but I did want to add to what you just stated. I would like to say this: expand your network. In aligning with what you just shared, go beyond your family members, go beyond your friends, expand your network, get uncomfortable showing up in places that your family and friends would never go. So when I first started my company, I was 21. I literally went to a chamber of commerce meeting. I probably was the youngest one there. I was the only one there of color, of some color, right? And it was very intimidating. This was a new environment to me, but I literally had to give myself a self talk, and those are okay. And I said, Tiffany, you will not leave here until you pass out every business card and have a conversation. And that, because I held myself accountable, I began to grow my business just because I pushed myself to get outside of my comfort zone. So don't be afraid to get outside the comfort zone. Outside the comfort zone doesn't feel good,
Yeah.
but it's definitely going to manifest itself very soon.
It's worth it. It's
Yeah.
freedom. It's
Yes.
freedom stretching yourself in that way. It really is. And you're going to surprise yourself. So be ready
Hmm.
to be surprised. You're going to be pleasantly surprised because there's so much more in store for you. We're excited about what this season is already doing, and
Yes.
it's so much more that's on the horizon. So this is to encourage you. And if you're already doing it, this is to even encourage you to hold on and keep going, keep pushing. You're doing a fantastic job, even when it don't look like it.
Right.
Somebody, if you believe that this was truly something that God put his hands on and gave you the okay to move forward on, don't give up. Don't give up.
Yes.
Keep going. Keep
Keep
going. Somebody
going.
needs you and what you have to offer.
Yes, love it. Well, that's all I have to share on this episode. Please join us in our next episode in 2 weeks. We're here every 2 weeks on a Wednesday, and you'll be getting notifications on when we will be going live. And if something spoke to you today, join our Facebook group. It is a private group where we are going to be giving you resources and helping you throughout your entrepreneurial journey. So if you're a woman of faith, if you hold the title of First Lady, if you hold the title of co-pastor, whatever that is, as a woman of faith, this is a place for you. It is a safe space. It is a place for you to grow, evolve, and continue developing.
Thank you so much again for watching us. Be sure to make sure that you share this with someone that you know. And we're excited that you stopped by to watch another episode of First Lady
Lady Preneur.
Tour. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.